Welcome back to another episode of Nobody Listens to Liz. I'm Leah Frederick.
I'm Liz Eric Dice. And I'm Sierra Peluso.
So today we are talking smart buyers make peace with imperfection. House doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work. So what does that mean to y'all?
Every house is perfect.
Every seller believes their house is perfect.
Yeah, they do believe that. Hey, I think every buyer makes their house into a home. That's part of the fun of it, right? Like when I started real estate, when I started real estate, people wanted to do all the stuff themselves. They wanted a great deal and they wanted to paint. They wanted to do the flooring and they wanted to redo the kitchen and the bathrooms. And now I feel like people want to walk in, bring their toothbrush and their clothes and go to bed. Anybody else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I want to do that.
Well, and do you think that might be because of the lives of your buyers? Like if they have, kids and their time is extremely precious, or maybe, I don't know. I mean, is the lifestyle changed kind of directing that or driving that, do you think?
I mean, I don't know about everyone, but I feel like people, just like you can't find a contractor to work on something, you can't find somebody that wants to work on their own house or wants to have those projects. Like they've always been a labor of love for people, and like it's been so fun, and DIY was so big, and I don't really feel like it is now. I feel like it's not as big of a trend, I guess.
I enjoyed problem solving on my house initially, and then I ran out of time. And now it's much more difficult and it's more of an inconvenience to do these things, which is why each year I have a list. Okay, I want to do this, this, and this. And then I dread it because chaos, confusion, and drywall dust everywhere for months. Yeah. It makes me crazy. So,
well, I guess it depends on your client too, right? Yeah. Because when I first started out, I was working with lower end clients. Now I'm working with higher end clients, and their time is more valuable to them, and they understand the value of their time better, than maybe the first time buyer.
That's some of the best advice that we've ever been given. Is like, do you want to work on whatever project it is, whether it's house, car, whatever, or yourself? And then how much, if you have to take a day off to do that or do it on a Saturday instead of working overtime, how much would it be to just pay someone to do it?
Yeah. And enjoy your time. Well, I think when you have kids or you're doing fun stuff, like you're getting ready to have a wedding, you're planning for your wedding, you would much rather do that.
You call that fun?
I think it was fun. But there's things in life that you would rather do. Right. Hang out with your friends, be in a play, do your hobbies, You'd rather do those things than you would paint your kitchen, unless you're super artsy.
Well, it's not finished yet. I'm definitely my father's daughter, where it's like there's 5% left to do. I haven't done any of it, and I have no desire to do any of it.
The finishing touches.
The finishing touches.
That's where I stop.
Protecting those, I've got one little small, inch long thing to paint. It's probably about 10 feet long. Just it goes at the base of the cabinetry. Just to repaint it. And it's there, and it's white because I haven't painted it, and I don't feel like it. Because you got to do all this stuff.
I got a video from a friend the other day, and it said they have, what do they call them? Some kind of a force party. They have force parties.
What?
So they'll get together. It's a force, like FORCE, force. Like Star Wars. Forcing you to do it. That's what I'm thinking of.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
Yoda appears and says, "You must hit this done." That's and you will.
Yeah. But it's a force party, and these friends get together, and they just hang out for a couple hours. It'll be a few of them. Be like, there is something that you've been putting off that you have to do. What is it? You're doing it now, and we're just going to have a force party, and we're going to do it.
Do you sign up for those friends?
I have done that. My parents' house, we had two dates, most definitely, where I did beg friends of mine to come out, and they brought their kids. And that's how we tackled some of the studio stuff and the barn. We tackled the upstairs of the barn. They all showed up. and, fed them. And it was the greatest thing because it was something I was dreading so much.
Yeah.
And they showed up and
it wasn't so bad with home.
it wasn't so bad. It wasn't.
Did you guys have a good time?
You had like a party.
We did. It was a party in some ways. And
So it's a forced party.
yeah, it's a force. I don't like the word force. I think we need to rebrand it somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we can claim it as our own.
That's right.
I like that. I like where your head's at.
Yeah.
No, because forced party nobody wants to be forced to doing things. Say, the dreadful task party or something.
That doesn't sound great either.
No,
The dreadful task. Yeah, nobody wants to be forced. They definitely want to do the dreadful
the
task.
dreader task. Or, as part of the friendship contract, other duties is assigned. So
Getting it done party.
Get her done.
Get her done party.
yeah, I like that. I do like that. So
We can bring red Solo cups with wine.
definitely.
Kobiki.
Yep. All right. So
Did he die?
yeah.
What? Did he die?
Yes, he does.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't watch TV.
Well, I know who has time for it, but although I will say, total thing, I've been so much into the great baking shows. So, British one is great.
Are you going to try your hand out?
Oh my God, no.
Maybe she'll like something for our Ungrateful Dead party or whatever. There's
No,
dreadful.
they've got a great Canadian baking show now too, and they had the great American one, or they do have it. But the great Canadian,
Do they just make like maple?
Oh.
there is a lot of
There's
there's a lot of
Oh, I love that.
there's so I always like the little cutting kind of things and in it, but they're so polite, these Canadians. Anyway, we're completely off of that. Sorry. Perfect homes rarely exist, right?
Correct.
Chasing them is keeping buyers broke,
Yep.
burnt out, and stuck. Smart buyers focus on functionality, financial fit, and long-term value over aesthetics and Instagrammability. Who knew that was a word? Okay, so where does the perfection pressure comes from? Where do you think?
Oh, like they want the perfect house.
Yeah.
TV.
HGTV. Or just like social media and being able to show off.
Yep.
All over social media.
Pinterest. Oh my God, all the different Pinterest ideas. And I think that's AI. Can it actually be done? Maybe.
Well, there's even like TikTok trends now that are like, this is what a normal size house looks like. This is what a normal like home that a family lives in. This is what like an average person can afford lives in. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole thing because people are showing off the
Nick Man.
Instagrammable world. Maybe not exactly what's real.
You guys are too young, perhaps, for MTV's Crib.
Oh, no.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
We know cribs. Come on in.
I was gonna say, I thought I was suddenly showing my age there. So, I think this is an interesting point where the perfection pressure comes from. Pressure to make the right choice because you're locked in for the next 30 years, since that's the usually the timeline of your mortgage. So I think people get locked in because they're like, it has to be perfect because I can't change it.
Yeah. I think people get overwhelmed with making such a big decision.
Yeah.
That it's financially locked in, and they could be locked into that certain like location if it's a new location for them.
My sister didn't buy. I mean, she's worked up in Central Ohio as a teacher for probably maybe 10, 15 years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you should buy. You should absolutely buy. No, I don't want to. I'm happy just renting. And I'm like, the equity that you have in 15 years.
But some people are, she doesn't have the headache of maintenance, that's upkeep, or,
That's true.
I mean, none of that stuff. They don't have to worry about it. In some situations, they say it's better not to buy it.
That's true.
Especially if you're moving for work, you're only going to be there a couple years.
Yeah, so you're only going to be there for like a year or two. I see it.
Yep.
The other part of that is like I would feel so much anxiety renting. Like your landlord can give you 30-day notice. It ain't tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would give me anxiety to not buy.
Yeah.
To just have to rent, unless you're renting like an apartment or something where they're not gonna kick you out.
With
So
bills
To do that.
Yeah, exactly, kind of thing. So
Well, and the houses might not be perfect, but you can change things about them. Like you can change the paint. You can change the carpet. You can change those ugly countertops. You can change.
you can add on.
yeah.
That's sometimes a possibility.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I have not seen as many people I guess, adding on and improving their present properties. I mean, I know there was a big push during COVID to like enhance because people had the ability, and of course, the rising costs of some of the supply
materials.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Nowadays, is it just as affordable to buy new as it is to buy something existing? Well,
depends on a lot of things.
A lot of factors. I mean,
there's like how much equity you have, depends on how much the materials are going to be, if you even find a contract.
And if, and, can you do any of the work yourself? And like we just talked about, most people aren't trying to DIY anything.
No,
So
not at all.
they're outsourcing all of it.
Yeah. So, I think this is a really great quote because it talks about the fear of regret disguised as due diligence. You're not trying to buy a home. You are trying to buy peace of mind. And you think perfection will give you that peace of mind. I love that. I think that's so true.
Say that again.
So you're not trying to buy a home. You're trying to buy peace of mind. And you think having a perfect home or buying perfection will give you that peace of mind.
Well, yeah, because you think if you buy the perfect one and everything is absolutely fantastic, you won't have to worry about anything and you won't have to do everything. That I don't know that that's true, though, because we know that every home on a home inspection has something going on with it.
No home is perfect.
Every home has something that could be improved. Every home has an opportunity for something to go wrong, for a part to go bad.
Oh, yeah. That's,
to spring leaks.
Everything goes bad eventually. Nothing is lasting forever.
Yeah. So I think it's important to buy a well-maintained home for peace of mind. I think that's a good idea. Maybe throw in a home warranty while you're at it.
Right.
Yeah. To help with that. But I don't know about I don't know that you're getting that perfect house.
Psychology, that assurance. I mean, you talk about anxiety and stuff because, of course, you're going to have anxiety making the biggest purchase of your life, usually, when it comes to home ownership. But I think it is very true. You're putting this. I just had some buyers that said, we've never spent this much money on a house. It's the biggest purchase. And so there was a little bit of nitpicking, and I had to explain what was maintenance and what was material defects and the difference.
You mean you have to maintain a house?
You have to maintain a house, and that includes a roof. That's a roof.
Yeah.
Roof is maintenance. Yep. All right. The 80-10-10 rule. Okay. For folks that are actually in the market to buy. So when you're looking at a house, 80% of it should be what you love. 10% you can change. 10% you'll have to live with. Do you think people are really buying into that kind of, or what are the real percentages there?
I think 30% of it you can change.
Yeah, I think it's higher too.
Yeah.
I think that's the most realistic.
That seems
approach.
80-10-10 seems to be maybe like what a perfect world.
In a perfect world.
Yeah.
But realistically, you should be 30% you can change.
Well, maybe in a very populated area where there's lots of choices.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be easier. We all work a little bit more rural areas, and that's a little bit harder because we don't have as many homes to choose from, especially with the location, because the location's what people don't want to give up. Right. So you only have whatever homes are available in that location.
Because that's something you can't change.
Yeah. I would definitely focus on the things that you can't change, like I was going to say the location and the floor plan, but location for sure. The floor plan, sometimes you can even change those.
Modify that a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you need an extra half bath. Sometimes you can just get that right in there, and it's not that big a deal. It's not that expensive.
Right.
If you know kind of what you're looking at.
Right. So I think, what do you think? The 60% of what you love, 30% you can change, 10% you'll have to live with.
Yeah.
I think that's a much more realistic. And unfortunately, we experience some buyers who are 80-10-10.
Yeah.
And it is hard to have that conversation saying, well, maybe, you want to adjust to 60-30-10. And some of them don't. And they believe, okay, we're revisiting that dream house or this dream idea.
Well, there's
So-
some buyers that don't have a lot of urgency, have unlimited funds, know what they want, know where they want it, and they're willing to wait for it.
Right.
That's okay too. And
That's okay. Don't drag me to 10 showings every single day then.
you don't want to keep showing houses if they're not ready to buy you.
Right.
Imagine that.
If you said you need X whatever, and then you send me and say you want to go look at a house that doesn't have that, and you just turn down another house for that reason.
Right.
That's a hard no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That just doesn't make sense, and I think you're being unrealistic.
I will ask them, I'm like, oh, have your priorities changed?
Yeah.
Then.
Good question.
And then they say, well, no, or yes, or okay, well, then let me modify the searches. Let me modify what I've got written down that you're looking for. And then the next house, of course, goes back to that. I'm like, okay, have your priorities changed? Well, we wanted both. Okay, well,
you're not getting both.
Keep it real here. We can just turn it off now. You're not getting both. You're not getting everything that you want. You're not getting your dream house. But we're here to be realistic and get you what you want.
Build it.
yes.
And just build it.
But there's some caveats with building too, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's expensive. Okay. Well, then let's look at what you can afford.
You can't afford. I mean, again, it's wonderful to have those dreams, but
We're here to crush them today.
we're trying not to be Debbie Downers, guys. But seriously, if you think a house is going to have 100% of everything on your list, it's go find another realtor.
And especially if you're a first-time home buyer and you're coming in with not a lot of funds, and there's a lot of great programs out there that can help you with down payments and whatnot. But don't expect the perfect house for your first house.
It's not your forever house.
Yeah.
No, it's
sometimes that might happen, sure.
If you're locking,
But let's just focus on what's more important. Buying a house or still renting?
yeah.
What are your non-negotiables?
I think the hardest thing for some of my buyers is the unknown of the possibility that the next one they look at may be the one.
Maybe tomorrow the best one.
Best one in there, and so because I have a set of buyers who we've looked at a couple houses and they have very specific criteria. And it's like, okay, well, we'll try this. Like, for example, the basement was a non-negotiable. They want to have a basement. And so they're sending me things without basements. And I'm like, well, I would have sent you that except, basement
Doesn't have a basement.
doesn't have a basement, and so we want to, so now I'm like, okay, let's revisit what's the criteria. Oh, okay. So now we can open that up. But in essence, you could be missing opportunities because you're so specific.
Your non-negotiables are so long.
Oh, long, right?
Yes.
Right.
But then if you would have just crossed off some of them that really aren't,
I know.
like what you're looking for, you could have had this house.
And yet we all want there not to be any buyer remorse. I think that is one of
We want you to love it.
we want you to love it.
We just want you to be realistic about it.
Yeah. I mean, the house I live in currently, I bought in, 22? So it was low inventory. I had to just, pick. We made the best of what was out there.
Right.
And we were turning it into
What you want.
what we want. But it wasn't, I was in that same situation.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And sometimes, depending on what the market and when you're coming into the market, that might be the scenario. And I do agree with you as far as social media and television, particularly, or media period, kind of skews the expectations.
Yeah.
A bit. And so there's a re-education that a lot of as agents have to do. And it isn't, we're not here to shoot down your dreams, but
At the end of the day, we want you to love it.
yes.
But you got to be realistic about it.
Yes.
And there's things that you can change, and there's things that we can look for that maybe don't fit exactly in your perfect little box that you've created.
right.
But by sticking to this perfectly square box, you might miss a house you really would love or is your dream house because instead of 4 acres, it has 3. Because of it having a 1.5 car garage instead of 2. But you would love everything else about the house. And maybe it doesn't have a fenced in yard. You can build a fence.
Yes. Even if you can't buy it, you have to live there for a year, saving up to to build the fence. I
Yeah.
mean, you still got 29 more years.
And you would love the house.
All right.
You could build a fence.
Yes.
I agree. So things that matter, we have things like, I like this line, focus on the bones, not the backsplash.
I like that. Yeah, that's very true.
It's very catchy, actually. It's very true.
The bones will cost you money. The backsplash, you can change.
I mean, it'll cost you money, but not as much money.
Yeah.
But the things that are what matters, the floor plan layout, again, somewhat, because it could be changed. Location, commute.
The location, the foundation, the roof.
Foundation.
Roof's a really big
Structural
one right now.
Yeah,
Structural
structural
integrity. Yep.
Yep. I think that's very important. And even resale potential.
Yeah.
Because the odds are you're not going to be there for the next 50 years of your life. That, you want to be able to, it is an investment of your time and equity. And, so.
Well, it's nice to buy the nicest house on the street that needs absolutely nothing, and it is a dream. And in some situations, that's your best option. And then when you go to resell it, you just have to remember that you didn't improve the property.
Yes.
Pretty much.
You bought it and everything was brand new, and now everything's not.
Yep. So you're maintaining it, and if you want top dollar, you're still going to have to get new appliances. You're still going to have to repaint. You're still going to have to get it show ready. Whereas if you maybe go buy a diamond in the rough, like we talked about, then you have room to fix the house up. So maybe it's not your dream house today, but you can afford it. It's in the right location. It has all of the main things that you want. It's structurally sound. Then let's buy that one. Maybe put some elbow grease into that and some design elements into that. And then later on, you'll have your dream house. But it didn't cost you, an arm and a leg, and it didn't take you 3 years to find it.
It's interesting because I've got a listing right now, and it was supposed to be on the market in October. We ended up delaying it because it hadn't been updated in 30 years or so. And I mean, new carpet, new paint, discovered that there were problems with one of the bathrooms. It was a 3-2. One of the bathrooms didn't work at all. And I'm like, you want to fix that. Fix that. And of course, that led to more reveals, mold in both bathrooms. So ended up redoing both bathrooms. So they did spend more money on that listing.
That a home inspector would have probably found.
Well, here's what's so great about it is it went on the market. It went under contract within just a couple days, and the buyers went for full price, and the buyers have waived all inspections. Yeah. So, I mean, because they saw they looked at everything that had been done. It was like, they didn't even ask for a home warranty.
They were happy with it. But and we do not recommend not getting a home inspection. Look, we're in Ohio and Kentucky, and we highly, highly, highly recommend.
Even on new builds, even home inspections, especially new builds. So anyway, examples of what doesn't matter, of course, wall color, hardware. I love those things.
Wallpaper kind of stinks to take down. However, it can be done.
Yeah, it can, and they've got the stuff that pulls off now. Outdated light fixtures, decor style.
You can even change your plugs. Did you know that?
I did hear that. You can change the.
If it has ivory and plugs and light switches, you can change.
Just swap them out.
You can just change them right out.
I love this. Examples of what doesn't matter. Weird energy because someone put a weird tchotchke in the house. So it's all fixable or at least livable. Although I did have a buyer who passed on a number of houses because of the weird vibe energy.
And some people pick up on that stuff.
What is that, like feng shui? Isn't that where they, it's supposed to face?
Well, I say for that you're just haunted, but
That wouldn't push me away as well.
I lived in a haunted house. It was fine. So, all right. So why perfect isn't peaceful? Perfect homes often come with bidding wars, maxed out budgets, or long regrets. Imperfect but right homes equal opportunity, customization, and equity.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with all of that.
Yeah. I like this line too. Real estate is about alignment, not aesthetics. That's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not aesthetics, because you can change that. You can change it.
I think a lot of times the perfect house is a little bit imperfect. And even if it's not, you still want to add your own character to it.
I've got an orange living room. People were like, what? Yeah, I couldn't find the right color.
So you just was like,
So I created my own. No, I did. I mixed paint. I mixed paint to do it. Well, and it was plaster walls, and plaster walls in a 200-year-old house are imperfect. And I wasn't going to throw drywall on there because that wasn't in the budget at the time. And so I was like, well, you know what? I want a warm color in here because I want it nice and cozy with a fireplace. So I had the red from the dining room, and I had yellow from the living or from the foyer and the bathroom, and I threw them together and
DIY and even the
DIY,
yeah,
the paint. Nice orange color, and it's people come in and they're like, "Oh, I love this room." Yeah,
It's pretty. It turned out great.
It did. It's nice and warm and cozy.
But anything you paint turns out great.
Yeah,
Let's get real.
No, I disagree, but
Very tough.
just in the neon yellow I put initially down. I was like, "Oh hell no, that won't work." So, all right. So, buyer sanity scorecard, a quick worksheet to separate what matters from what doesn't before you ghost another great house. You know what? You can DM us for that. We'll call. DM us the word ghost and we'll send you the scorecard. We'll help you with that. So again, final takeaway, of course, the house doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be perfect for the life you're building right now.
I love that.
Isn't that great? Yeah, isn't that great?
I like it.
Well, let us know if you have any questions or concerns or
show us your projects. If you are DIYing something
Yeah.
or you've improved and gotten some equity in your house, drop us some pictures or a video below. We love to see houses. Yes, before
and afters are
Fabulous. Love them.
Then you can see the visible progress you've made.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to seeing you guys next time. I'm Leah Frederick.
I'm Liz Eric Dykes.
And I'm Sierra Pelusa.
And you've been listening to Nobody Listens to Liz. Bye, guys.